Hi, I'm Motivational Coco. This is Motivational Drive-By. Hey, today I'm going to do a quote. And I've been talking about this topic for years and years and years, but a Facebook friend, a profound young woman named Maggie Duda, actually wrote this quote, and I'll use her wording because it's just really actually very good. She says, every now and again, you need to adjust your point of perspective. Look at things afresh. Which is completely amazing. Which is a great concept. What I teach in this aspect of things is the fact that in any one situation, if we all were to take a look at it, we would all, depending upon where we stand, we would see it differently. We would see a situation differently by our political, we allow our political aspirations and our political concepts, get in the way of our thinking, and our religious thinking getting in the way of our thinking. But dependent upon a series of things, we have a point of perspective. And you could see a situation, and depending on where you're standing metaphorically, you will see the situation differently. Now, therein lies the problem, where you have a situation where you may be better off. You're going to need to take a step, and once again, using the metaphor, take a step to the left, take a step to the right, get on the other side of the object, move from where you're standing, and see if you can get a different perspective on whatever it is. People never do that. For some reason, they believe that whatever it is they're thinking is right and good and correct. And there's no possible way that anybody else could be righter or could have a different idea. It's like, how could you possibly think that? I mean, and I've heard people say that to me. How can you possibly, think that way? And I look at them and I say, okay. And then I start asking them questions, and they say, really? 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 They didn't know that. They're running under prejudice or under information from one side. A cube has 6 sides. And the problem is depending on what side of the cube you're standing on, you're going to see it differently. And you might be able to see 2 sides of the cube. You might be able to see 3 sides of the cube, but that's the most you will ever see of that cube is 3 sides. That's if the cube is smaller than you and you're taller than it. You might see 3 sides of the cube, but you can never see 4 sides, 5 sides, or 6 sides of the cube unless you can unfold the cube. And that's a trick I'll have to talk about at some point in the future, learning how to unfold the cube so that you can actually see things differently. Later on, I'm going to talk about interrupts, something I've been taught. And sometimes when you're in a situation and your perspective is being limited because of your ignorance, and ignorance isn't a bad thing. Ignorance just means there's something you don't know about. There's many things I'm ignorant about, and I want to know everything. So if I find a topic I'm ignorant about, I am ravenous about getting as much information as I can. I will talk to people and get their concepts of this, but then I will also go ahead and I will do extensive reading and things like that on a topic, so that I can see it from multiple perspectives. Because everything you know is wrong, pretty much. And if you believe in just what you believe, then you're doomed, because there's, no matter, what is it? I can't think who said this. No matter how thin you slice it, there's always two sides. No matter, what you believe, and you can only see one side at a time. I mean, even if you turn on the edge, you're only seeing the edge. You cannot see both sides. Just like on the cube, the most you can ever see is three sides of the cube. You can't see, the whole thing. So like Maggie says, every now and again you need to adjust your point of perspective and look at things afresh. If there's things that you have very strong prejudices about, be it people, be it religion, be it politics, be it doesn't really matter. If you find that you have a very strong opinion about something, that's the time to try this, to spend a few minutes and take a look and see if you can, look at the other side, look at the other side of the cube, look at two other sides of the cube, take a step to the left, take a step to the right, jump on the other side of the object and see the other side. You'll be amazed at how much you'll grow, how much insight you'll gain, how much smarter and how much better a person you will be because of it. That make sense to you? Maggie, you're brilliant. But think about this, ponder this, try it. Especially in families, when you have, the in-laws, the outlaws, whatever you want to call them, there's all kinds of issues. You try to see things from other people's points of view, and it's like, how can they possibly dislike me? Well, okay, what is it about you? Well, okay, you're this, and this, whatever. It doesn't really matter. A lot of it's, misinformation. Try it, think about it, use it in your example, but also use it, think about it if it's something that's, if something is going on and you can't get past the barrier because of other people's point of perspective, then go on their side and look at what they're seeing and try to understand what they're seeing, which will expand your world, which will make it all work better for you. Make sense? Okay. Try it, Maggie, you're brilliant. Talk to you all later. Motivational Coco, out.